I think Aaron Judge will be the best right-handed hitter of all time if he wins the World Series this year.
I think Jalen Brunson is definitely our highest performer in, like close games in the last minute for sure.
I think he's good, but I don't think he played his best.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Back to our show, ESN. We'll still be talking about the Giants, Knicks, NFL football playoffs, and the New York Rangers. We will be talking about the Giants' recap of the season. So, the Giants just ended the season 4-13. Obviously not as good as we expected. What did you think about it overall?
I mean, I thought this season was very much the lost season. Dart got really developed, which is obviously a good sign. Him getting developed was probably one of the biggest things of the season. So him developing was big for us. And outside of that, there's not that much else you can take away from the season positively. I mean, we had the number one pick again heading into Week 17, won 2 games, so now we have the 5th pick, which isn't a good thing. But, it was a pretty lost season, but there's just not much you can say about it. What do you think?
Listen, I completely agree with you. We did have the first overall pick, and we were doing Giants things, and we lost it like last year. But I think moving down might help us improve a little bit, but it will still suck because we could have traded and gotten 2 more draft picks than we needed. Let's head to the pit to see what they think about it.
Yeah, very disappointing thing. We could have taken it back going to Week 18 if we lost to the Cowboys because the Raiders won. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, honestly, a very disappointing season for the Giants, 4-13. Here, as a Giants fan, you're not going to like that. You're not going to like that standing. And yeah, obviously you guys are sad that you're not going to get the first pick. But I think as an NFL organization, you're never going to lose games on purpose. I think that's just a given. So you guys won 2 games. You guys getting the 5th pick. It happens,
Yeah, let's send it back to you guys to see what you guys think about that.
I think the main thing they had to do if you're going to take any from winning those last 2 games, obviously losing the first pick sucks, but you have to be pretty happy with Dart's development. And those 2 games might have been the 2 most impressive games I've seen from him in a while after Dable left as head coach. He was out there, he had his confidence back, he was throwing the ball, he was running the ball again. And I think he has to be able to do that, because if he can do that for us, you can just take a wide receiver this year like Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, either one of those dudes could be a huge game changer along Malik Neighbors, who now may not be available for Week 1. So if you get one of those dudes, that could really help him. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you with a lot of that. Jackson Dart's development has been outstanding this season, and he's going to get better each season. Those last 2 games were the best I've seen him play since his last time head coaching. What was that? The Bears?
Yeah, that was the Bears game.
The only thing that I want Jackson Dart to know is that he needs to slide.
Yeah, if he figures that out, that would be very helpful.
So what do you think they can improve on? Who should they target in the upcoming draft?
Obviously, they need to address the O-line. Interior O-line has been a bit of a problem, especially that left guard. That's got to be improved on. The wide receivers, Wando Robinson I like, but they're probably going to lose him in free agency. A team like the Titans or Raiders have all this cap space, so you're going to have to address that. I think, DBs are a little weak. Our linebackers are fine. The edge is fine. I don't know. Just definitely defensive backs. We need to stop the run game better, so if you can get someone to stop the run better, something like that. And then the running backs are fine. So definitely just wide receivers and DBs, something like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. With the wide receivers, I think Jordan Tayson's our best bet. Even though people say that we should take Carnell Tate, I don't really like him that much. Even though he's from Ohio, I'd rather take Jordan Tyson. He has that speed and agility that we need for a deep receiver that can be paired up with Malik and Wandale.
Yeah.
Let's take it to the.
I think they should target wide receiver like you said, but I also think they should go for the offensive line before they go defense, because protecting Dart will keep them in the games more. What do you think about that?
Definitely. I don't think there's only a few positions on this Giants team that you couldn't really say you wouldn't need improvement on.
Obviously, quarterback. There's certain positions where they don't need to improve, but a lot of this team can be improved. And as Kevin was saying, yeah, that interior O-line, that's huge part of the team. Defense wins championships, and yeah, definitely, definitely want a stronger O-line. Yeah, that wins you a lot of games. Yeah.
I'll send it back to you guys.
I mean, if they lost a lot of games this year because of their defense. When we went into the season, I remember even saying to you, we thought this defense was going to keep them in games.
Yeah.
It ended up being the opposite. It ended up being the defense losing them games.
Yeah, I thought that D-line was supposed to be, like, really good, but as you saw that only one defensive player was probably the best, and that was Brian Burns. Dexter Lawrence underperformed very much. I don't think he had a single sack, like solo sack all season.
Yeah,
But Duke Carter came in late. Like, people said that he was a bust, but I really think he wasn't. He's top in pressures with rookies. He's getting his sacks, which is a really good thing. Yeah. So we all know that we should be clearing out the house right now.
Yes.
We still have our GM.
Yeah,
but we are looking for a head coach. Who do you think that the Giants will pick to be him?
See, originally before John Harbaugh got fired, I wanted Cliff Kingsbury. I really liked how he develops quarterbacks until I saw John Harbaugh got fired. Then I immediately wanted him to be the head coach. He's won a Super Bowl. He developed Lamar Jackson. He clearly knows what he's doing. Stefanski's fine. So is Cliff Kingsbury. But if I had to choose one, I would choose Harbaugh, and I think they're right now the favorites to get him.
Yeah, I completely agree with you with that. Harbaugh is like, I want head coach 10 times a week. Like, he's a person I want to see as our head coach. He's a QB like maker. Yeah. He did really good with Lamar.
He also made Flacco too.
Yeah, he did make Flacco. He did really good with Flacco, even though he's getting old. But he's still doing good out there with the Bengals. Let's take it to the pit to see what they think.
I'm going to have to agree with you. Like you said, he developed Lamar Jackson, Joe Flacco, so he obviously knows what he's doing when it comes to a quarterback. And quarterbacks, it's an important position, so I think that's why he should be our coach now, because he knows how to win games too.
Yeah, definitely. What Jake was saying with Kingsbury, how he also had a great quarterback development with the Cardinals. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree though. Harbaugh, is the better option out of those three with the Ravens. They've probably been the most successful team out of those three teams: Ravens, Cardinals, and Browns. So yeah, I think it would benefit more to have that guy come in and be your coach.
All right, let's send it back to you guys.
So now we got the head coach all situated out. What about defensive coordinator? We need still one of those. We can't rely on our linebacker coach to be an intern for the whole season.
I can't say I have a specific guy in mind. Maybe they can elevate somebody in the organization. That could be good. But I'm sure there's some guy out there that really could fill a void. I mean, this defense is awful. Nobody could be worse than Shane Bowen. Honestly, wish they could bring back Wint Markendale from Michigan. He obviously won't come back, but I mean, they just need someone like Wink who's tough on them and can get this defense that has all the talent in the world to get them to be in a position where they are the team that can make the defensive plays, go out there, and give Jackson Dart a chance in every game to win.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Our defense is really good. It's probably one of the most underrated, but we don't know how to coach them, so they don't know how to be. Like, we probably have one of the best D-line in the league with speed and power with all that, but we can't coach them without a good head coach. But personally, what I saw a lot is people that are looking at Antonio Pierce, the former Raiders head coach, because his defensive calls were really good with the Raiders, and I think that would be good to keep him up. He's aggressive. He likes it. He yells a lot, so I think that's good.
Yeah, I remember Antonio Pierce. He was a Giants player too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Player or coach. He's wanted something with the Giants, and he would be a really good pickup. I don't know where he is right now, but if they can give him a call, he can definitely come in. I think he could really make this defense much better. Let's send it to the pit and see what they think about the defensive coordinator search.
I'm going to have to agree with you there. He could toughen up that defense a little bit, make them hit harder and more defensive schemes. What do you think?
Yeah, he's known as he was a tough player and a very tough coach. And I do. I think Jake was right. I do remember him playing for the Giants at some point in his player-coach career. Yeah, I mean he's really tough on his players, and I think the Giants need that as a team, as an organization right now to win more games.
All right, let's send it back to you guys.
Up next, Darin and Lucas will be talking about the New York Knicks and the start of the season.
ESN. Today, me and Darin will be talking about the Knicks and future playoff potential. Let's talk about their most recent games. Coming off a strong stretch where they've controlled games late in the fourth quarter. I don't know if you watched the NBA Cup game, but Brunson had that historic fourth quarter, right, or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, in a fourth quarter, in like a game, you have to be really strong all quarters, but it's important to be really strong defensively in the fourth and controlling the game, because if it's a close game and you're in control, you're going to win the game most likely.
Definitely. And they have a strong bench, so they're always going to have people to, recycle, all that. Ball movement, noticeably sharper, especially against playoff-level opponents. Yeah, they've been playing good against really high-caliber teams, really high-intensity teams. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good thing to see, them playing really good against playoff teams. If you're playing really good against playoff teams, you're going to make a deep run. So that's just what I think about that. What do you think about that, Lucas?
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's very important to play good against those really good teams, because that's really gonna decide late games and playoff chances. Yeah, they've been winning games, getting stops late, and they haven't just been outscoring teams. They haven't been insane offensively. They've just been really solid on the defensive end. What do you think about that?
I mean, this season we knew they were going to be a really good defensive team, and they've been that. Yeah, and I mean, really good defensively, so yeah. So let's go to the pit and see what they have to say about the team defense.
The defense, I mean, it's been really good. They've been able to just stop opponents from going down and scoring. They've kept these games low scoring, which is just enough for that offense to go out there and just do enough what they have to do. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, I definitely think the Knicks have a good overall team. Their defense definitely is top tier, because they definitely they don't allow as many points as other people would, and the offense just comes in and just takes advantage of that.
All right, thank you for sending it. We'll send it back to the studio.
Thank you, Jack and Jake. Brunson, let's talk about him. Late games, he's been a different type of player. I mean, he's already good in the first, second, and third quarter, but in the fourth quarter, he's been going off against really good teams too, really high-caliber teams, giving the Knicks really, really important wins over close rivals. He's been the clear closer. What do you think?
I mean, I agree. Him being a clear closer, really clutch player. He's been clutch for them for a really long time now, and he can be that throughout the playoffs. They're going to be a really good playoff team and make a really deep run.
Yeah, the Knicks are already projected to be that, late playoff team. Yeah. He's been attacking mismatches, drawing double teams, and finding open shooters. Yeah, that's just that just reinforces what I said about him. He's been good offensively as well, and also on the defensive end, obviously, leading the Knicks defense, helping out. Yeah, his leadership as well in tight fourth quarters. Can you think of any games where he's been clutch for them?
I mean, Christmas Day against the Cavs, he was really clutch in the fourth quarter. They were down, getting outplayed probably most of the game, and then they woke up really good in the fourth quarter. And part of him being the catalyst, and also another guy that really helped them win that game was Tyler Kolek, the second-year man, really good. His rookie season, he was on the bench a lot, and then he's also on the bench this year, not a starter, but he's playing really good clutch minutes off the bench, which is really good for them to have. And it's just another asset, too.
Yeah, that's a big strength of this Knicks team.
Yeah.
Always having a strong bench, always have people that they can rely on in tight games. All right, let's send it to the pit and see what they think.
Yeah, I totally agree with what they have to say. This is a great team, and everything they were saying up there, I fully agree with. This is a great team that could definitely make a deep playoff run. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, I definitely agree with them. The Knicks definitely are top tier, and I definitely do think they have a chance to definitely make it late into the playoffs, especially after winning the NBA Cup.
Jake, could you add more to what you were saying? Because I want to hear more of what you think.
They are an NBA Cup champion, which is not the NBA championship, but it's at least something. You can hold your head up. Now you can go out there after winning the NBA Cup and say you can go win the NBA championship. They have clear what they can do to go into a deep playoff run. So I think this is a very good team. I mean, the Thunder haven't looked this good, so I think they could maybe even stand a chance against them now. So who knows what to say. We'll have to send it back to the studio now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Oklahoma, the Thunder, they've been on a downward trend these past few games. I don't know if you've seen that, but
Yeah, I've seen it.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff going around. Kind of some controversies. I don't know. They're not looking as good as they did in the early season.
Yeah, I mean, success is hard to hold in the NBA, like just keep, but they're going to be a championship team. I think they're the best team in the West. Them or San Antonio have a really good shot at making it, but I think they're just going to be fine. It's just a bad few games. It's a little rut in their season, but they're still a really good team.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Bridges and Newbie matchup defense. Yeah, they both guarded their opposing team's top scorers very well, helping this Knicks team, this already great Knicks team, to become even better. A lot of this team's wins just came from really good defense, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really good defense by them, which I agree with. But also another thing we got to look out for is at one point this season, Bridges was shooting almost 50% from the field, and also Anunoby has been one of the best corner three shooters in the league right now. So that's good to have in the starting five, and you don't really see that much in the NBA.
No doubt, yeah. To have both of those guys on your starting five, it's really special having Anunoby there to have the clutch three, and yeah, Bridges, he's always gonna make shots. Yeah, I mean, they've just been disrupting other teams' offensive rhythm, and they've been really good so far. Let's send it to the pit, see what they think.
Yeah, I totally have to agree. They are very good at disrupting, and I mean, they go out there every night. They play the best. They're one of the best teams in the league. Oklahoma City is what they fall off. So everything what they have to agree with, they're correct with. I mean, if they can continue to disrupt the other team's offense, they can definitely win some games. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, I definitely do think that if they keep on playing the way they are playing right now, they definitely have no competition and definitely will make it to the playoffs.
So let's send it back.
Definitely agree with what both you just said. Yeah, I mean, just defensively, they've been really good, and as Darin was talking about, offensively, to have both of those guys on the floor at the same time is just a really dangerous threat that they have. We talk about this every week, of course. Karl Anthony Towns, he's just propelling this team. He's been more involved, not as just a scorer, but he's been more involved this season as more of a guy that you throw in those plays, a screener and a facilitator, not just a scorer. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, he's really good off the glass, and he also, just really good offensively. I mean, him and Brunson running the pick and roll has been really good and very productive offensively. And then also defensively, he's really good, been a lot better in the paint. And when we traded for him, we weren't expecting them to get a really good defensive player, and he's been a lot better defensively this season than last season.
Yeah, definitely. His spacing, obviously, for Brunson and Hart. And also on the defensive end, he's been more active, contesting shots. Last season, I'd say towards the end he was getting a little lazy with his time on the floor, and yeah, he's definitely had a bounce back year for this team.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you about that. Can't say it better. And then another thing is bench minutes too. A lot of guys on the bench being really good. I mean, Deuce McBride been really good. Jordan Clarkson really good too. What do you think of that?
Yeah, just really good off the bench. Obviously, the strong suit of this team has just been their strong bench. To have a championship team, you got to have a complete team. You're not just going to have the starting five. You got to have a complete bench, and yeah, that definitely helps. Yeah, I mean, they've been getting tough. They've been winning tough games against really good teams, and yeah, I mean, we talk about this every week. They're going to be a championship contender. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, every week said, championship contender. They've been improving all season, and it's all going to cultivate into a really deep playoff run, in my opinion.
Yep, definitely. Thanks for tuning in today. Next, we'll be talking about the Rangers with Jake and Darin. Okay.
Recording? Yeah. Shh. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to ESN. Today, me and Darin will be discussing the New York Rangers this season so far. What do you think of the last few games, Darin?
I mean, it hasn't been good the last few games. I think their best game probably in the past 3 was probably against the Florida Panthers in the Winter Classic. Had a really strong game. Mika Zibanejad having a hat trick, which has never been done in Winter Classic history until now. Having a 5-point game too, and Panarin having 2 points, and Shesty playing really good behind the pipes.
Yeah.
And then another game, I mean, Utah, really bad game in my opinion. Shesterkin getting injured in the first period, that just set them on a downhill spiral, in my opinion, in that game.
Yeah, Utah was they actually played really well in that game. They fought to the very end there. They lost in overtime. It was a good game. Florida's game, that was a good game. I watched it. They really played like a team that actually looked like they could make the playoffs and do something. And then, obviously, we had the last game against Buffalo. First game without Shesterkin at all, and they just got killed. You were at the game live, and you said people were saying to fire Chris Drury. It was a terrible game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a terrible game from the start. It was a really bad start, in my opinion. Didn't really get the forecheck established in the beginning, and then they came back in the second period, got it to within 1, and then the wheels came off again, just letting in a quick one after scoring that. And what we've seen this year is that they don't have momentum. They win 2 games, then they'll lose 2. There's no consistent winning, and it showed the way they played last night. And one play that I've been going back to a lot is the shorthanded goal they let in on the double minor last night in the third period. You're down by 2 goals. You can't be giving up bad turnover in the neutral zone and that turning into a bad goal that Quick probably should have saved.
Yeah, the Rangers are just. I honestly, from watching these few games outside of the Florida game, let's say we forget about that game and go, let's say, the Islanders game where they lost 2-0. This team is not a team that can put up enough goals. They're not a team that's fast. They're not a team that's strong. They're just a very old team, and this is a very similar situation, I honestly think, to 2018 when we decided to blow up the team. I think right now, best case scenario, they blow this whole thing up. Trade Panarin at the deadline. Get a big return for him because I don't think he's coming back during free agency, and you might as well get something for him when you can. This team is not built to win, and in the current position where they are, they're on the outside looking in. I don't understand why you keep running it back with the same team.
Yeah, but I agree with you, and I don't agree with you on that. I mean, I agree they should trade Panarin because he's going to be an unrestricted free agent, and he can do whatever he wants. I heard a rumor that he's thinking about going back to Russia to play in the KHL. And I don't agree with you because they can make the playoffs with this team. They've made it in the past. They're only missing a few guys outside of Kapokako and Chris Kreider. Chris Kreider was a big piece.
Older now.
I mean, it is an older team, but Zibanejad's having a bounce-back year. He scored his 16th season last night. Panarin's still putting up a lot of points, and just the defense playing really good too. Just they're not getting scoring when they need it, and that's what it comes down to. You need to put the puck in the net. You can't score 1 goal a game and expect to win.
Yeah, but you're saying they don't score. Well, they score 1 goal a game. That's not a playoff team.
No.
No, but you just said they're a playoff team. They're not a playoff team.
They have a shot. I think they could make it.
Anyone has
They
a
need lot of
shot
things
this
to go away.
season because everyone's so mid this year.
Yeah.
But they're on the outside looking in. I think they're one of the worst teams in this. I mean, if you look at point percentage, they're, I think, the second worst team in the Eastern Conference, only better than the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's what I look at more because they've played a few more games than everybody, so they look closer to the standings and making the wild card than in reality they are.
Yeah. And when you look at like the Metropolitan Division standings right now, the only team that's really running away with it right now is Carolina, and they only have like a 3-point lead, if I'm right. But the Rangers are 7th in the division. They could make a comeback too, so in the division. Anything can happen. There's another half of the season to play, and they're going to have the Olympic break, and that'll help for Fox and Shesterkin to get healthy.
Yeah, I just don't see they're making any comeback in the division. I don't think they're getting to that top 3 seed. I don't think they're even going to make the wild card. I know I'm maybe sound negative, but they're just not a good team. I've seen the team from 2-3 years ago that made the Eastern Conference Finals. This is a completely different team. literally the only thing that's the same about this team is a logo on their jersey and the names on their back. They're just not the same team, and even you know it.
Yeah, I mean, they've been changing this team over the past 2 seasons. They're trying to build a team to go really north-south, hard forechecking team, and that hasn't worked yet. The only guy I see do that a lot of the time is Noah Laba, who's out injured right now with an upper body injury after getting killed against Washington. And I mean, Sam Carrick's been really good on the forecheck, really fast player. But another player that's really been, I think, good on the forecheck has been Trocheck, and he's not having a really good offensive season. Like, he had a career year with us 2 years ago with the first year under Laviolette. He had 75 points, was an all-star. He hasn't been like that for the past 1.5 seasons.
Yeah, he definitely isn't the same player as he once was under Laviolette. And I don't love this coach. Obviously, they're not going to get rid of him. It's his first season. But I think Drury needs to go. He's been here for a few years. He really has. He built, those teams that were good, but they're just not the same teams anymore. Let's say we even look at this current lineup. This lineup to me isn't that impressive. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I do not like Chris Drury. I did not like him from the beginning. In the beginning, he made one bad move that I think really screwed this team, and it sent Zibanejad and Kreider into a 2-year downfall. I mean, the Pavel Buchnevich trade, you get back Sammy Blais and a second-round pick for him? I'd rather a prospect and try and develop him, not a third-line player that's – I don't even know where he is right now. I think he's healthy scratch every night.
Yeah, no. That trade a few years ago was an absolute joke. Not like even Pavel Buchnevich was a great player. It just showed how unserious Drury was.
He was a top 6 winger, though, but he was starting to come into his own, and he's had a good career with St. Louis. But another thing he did is this team had a really good young core. They had a line of Lafreniere, Philip Hedl, and Capocaco. The only guy they have that was a top pick and rookie they didn't trade is Lafreniere.
And he's probably gone soon.
I mean, from what I saw with his lazy play last night, he should be traded or benched a game because you have a shot to win the game or tie it. You don't dog a play.
Yeah, I just don't see much from him. He's not a great skater. He's not a great shooter. He's not really elite at anything, in my opinion. He's just a very average player. He was definitely not worth the contract they gave him. They gave it to him because he was playing on a line with Panarin and Trocheck, so that just boosted his stats because they both try to guard them, and then he would be open, so he would score. Yeah. He's really not worth – how much is he getting paid, $8 million a year?
He's getting paid $7.
$7?
And I disagree with you. At the time, that contract looked good. He's coming off a 28-goal season.
I'm not talking at the time. I'm talking now.
Well, the contract looks bad now, too.
That's what I just said.
Because he's been terrible. But at the time, giving him that contract – that was a steal because guys at that time that were getting those deals, getting $8 million, was like Cole Caulfield, and he deserves it, and he's a really good player.
Yeah, they tried and failed.
They're
always going to take him, but if someone is willing to take him at the deadline, and I think that's the biggest thing you got to talk about, the upcoming trade deadline, do you think they'll buy or sell?
I have a feeling they're going to be in the middle because they have a shot at making it. It's not looking good, but also I think they should build towards the future. I think you have to trade Panarin, and one rumor I've seen over the past week or so was them trading him to Washington and getting back forward Connor McMichael. He's like in his mid-20s right now. He's an okay player. And then getting back that first-round pick. That first-round pick can help you build for the future.
I feel like you can get more from him, but I know it's only a 1-year rental, but I feel like I don't even want that random dude. I feel like I just want 2 firsts for him.
I mean, here's the thing. I like getting draft picks in return, but the Rangers don't really do anything with them because they can't develop a player.
So
look how many players, high picks that aren't even on this team anymore. One of them is Capocaco.
Vitaly Kravtsov. Is he still around? I don't even know.
I think he's in the KHL. He's not even in the NHL right now.
Oh, God. So outside of Panarin, do you think that's the only person they're going to sell on the team is going to be Panarin probably?
I mean, they're going to look at other options. I think Carson Soucy, he's on an expiring contract. Don't be shocked if this sounds crazy, but quick, because a lot of teams could use a starting goalie.
They'll keep him. They need him because of Shesterkin's injury.
Shesterkin's going to be back in probably 2 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I saw that injury, I thought he tore his ACL because the way his leg just went back.
Yeah, that was an ugly injury. They avoided the worst with him.
Yeah.
But if Igor's back and they have a competent backup goalie in the minor leagues they can bring up, then you should trade quick. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, they have a really good goalie prospect in Dylan Garand, who's coming up the pipeline.
So then, yeah, maybe they should bring him up.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for watching our version of ESN. We'll be sending it now to the NFL playoff race.
Welcome back to ESN. I'm Jack Romalin. I'm here with Chris Jordan, and today we'll be talking about the NFL playoff race and how the Seahawks clinched the #1 seed. So the Seahawks went 14-3, and they went on a 7 win streak after Week 10. What's your thoughts on them coming back and clinching the first seed?
I think they're just really good. They clinched the first seed. The 7 week win streak was good, but they didn't really need it. They did, but they've been good since. I think Sam Darnold coming back, he did really good for the Vikings. He came to their team. I think the Vikings shouldn't have released him, but he went to the Seahawks, and he proves that he's a starting quarterback in the NFL. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely do. And it also helps that they have Jackson Smith-Njigba, who is first in the league for receiving yards with only 119 receptions.
Yeah, Jackson Smith-Njigba has been great this season. He's been really good at fantasy football, and he's had a terrific season. He's been helping them win, and yeah, he's great. All right, we'll send to the pit, see what they have to think.
Seattle is clearly, I think, in my opinion, the favorites to win the Super Bowl. I picked them in my bracket to win. They're just a great defensive team. Sam Darnold, he made it to the playoffs last year. Didn't do well, but he's clearly a very talented quarterback. He has great wide receivers in JSN, Cooper Kupp, got a great tight end in A.J. Barner. They really could make some and that defense is really good. They could really make some noise in the playoffs, especially with being the Rams earlier in the season. I think that's their main competitor. They're going to have them at home again. So I definitely think they could make a run. What do you think, Lucas?
Yeah, definitely. I'd have to disagree a little bit. I think it's a bit of a hot take saying that they're Super Bowl favorites, Seattle. I'd say the Rams are my favorites to win. Seattle, you're right about their really strong defense, a lot of offensive options, but I really think it's going to be tough to get past the Rams in this in the playoffs and eventual Super Bowl. So yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a likely NFC Championship game right there.
Definitely.
All right, let's send it back to the studio.
Yeah, I agree with Jake there. I do think the Seahawks will come out in the Super Bowl. I feel like they've just been better than everyone. The Rams are good, but they've been like a little bit trending down recently. I mean, they lost to the Falcons, and they were playing a close game to the second quarter against the Rams.
Yeah. Some stats for the Seahawks is that they put up over 30 points against teams 8 times, and they only let up 30 points 2 times. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's crazy. I think that's why they've been so dominant. They've been holding teams on defense, and they've been just outscoring teams, especially in that Rams. And when they played the Rams, their offense put up 30 points. When the defense can do good, and when the defense saves them, the defense saves them. So now we're going to the wild card round. So the Rams play the Panthers. Who do you think's going to win that one?
I think the Rams will beat the Panthers. I honestly, even though the Panthers won their division, they have a losing record, which I don't think the Rams will let them come out on top. I definitely think that the Rams will destroy them.
Yeah, but it might be close. Earlier in the season, the Rams lost to the Panthers, and the Panthers are home again, but they are 8-9, and I really think they shouldn't be in the playoffs because they won their division, but it is how it is. And then the Bears play the Packers. Who do you think's going to win that one?
The Bears will beat the Packers.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it depends. I don't know if Jordan Love is coming back this week or who their starting quarterback is, but if he's not, I think the Bears will win. But if he is, I'll take the Packers in that one. And Eagles versus 49ers.
I think the Eagles will beat the 49ers, but I definitely do think it will be a close game.
Yeah, the Eagles. I think the Eagles will win that one too. I think the Eagles can go far if Zaquan and the offense picks it up, because that defense has been outstanding this year. Send it to the pit, see what they have to think.
The Panthers-Rams game is definitely going to be a game I'm not probably going to even watch. It's probably going to be a bad game. Bears-Packers are going to be a nice rivalry game. I think the Bears are going to win. They're just more talented. And then the Eagles-49ers game, I think, is going to be the most competitive game of that first round. But I do think the Eagles are going to win. They're playing a fully healthy 49ers team. I think I can pick the 49ers, but they're not playing that team, so I think the Eagles will win that game in a really tight game.
Yeah, what Chris was saying about the Panthers, I think he's right. I don't think they really should be in the playoffs. They had that really close game against the Bucs, where their quarterback threw a pick in the fourth quarter, the last play. I mean, all they had to do was kick a field goal there, and the Panthers wouldn't have been in the playoffs. So, a really scrappy team. made it to the wild card. Yeah, I think they're going to get blown out in that game. That's not really a watchable game in my opinion. Bears Packers, yeah, I think the Bears are just I think the Bears are the better team. Still going to be an interesting game, but I think the Bears will come out on top. And Eagles versus Niners. Yeah, I'd have to agree with Chris. If Saquon and the offense do pick it up, I think that'll be a pretty one-sided game. But Jake did have a point. The 49ers really don't have a healthy team coming into this game. Not really a full healthy squad. So yeah, I think the Eagles come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles, I don't think they'll make it past the 49ers. I think they'll lose to the Bears, and then the Rams, I think they'll just lose to the Seahawks, but we'll have to see. We'll send it back to the studio.
Let's go to the AFC side of the wild card. So the Bills play the Jaguars. The Jaguars are at home. Who do you think's going to win that one?
I mean, I think it'll be a pretty good close game, but I think that the Bills will come out on top.
Yeah, I don't agree with you there. I think the Jaguars have been playing outstanding football recently. I think they'll run away with that one. The Jaguars are the 3rd seed, and I think they'll live up to that. And then the Patriots play the Chargers. What do you think's on that one?
Yeah, the Patriots. I think the Patriots will definitely beat the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't know. The Patriots have kind of had a really easy schedule, but the teams they've been playing, they've been blowing them out, so you have to give them that. I don't know if it'll be a close one, but I do think the Patriots will win. And then Texans versus Steelers.
I think the Texans will beat the Steelers.
Yeah, the Texans have been playing awesome recently. They've won, I think, like eight or something straight. It's just been crazy what they've been doing with C.J. Stroud. And after the win against the Jaguars, they haven't lost since. Oh, send it to the pit, see what they think.
Texans Steelers is going to be a nice game right there. I don't think the Steelers have the firepower or the offense to keep up with that, one of the best defenses in the league. And the Texans, I'm going to have them winning. Jags Bills that's gonna be a really good game. I think that's gonna be really close, but I think just Josh Allen's experience in the playoffs and knowing this is his year with no Mahomes, no Lamar, no Burrow in the playoffs, I think he's gonna get a road win here. Patriots Chargers. That's I know the Patriots haven't really played anybody all season, but they're still a really good team, so I think the Patriots will come out on top against the Chargers. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Patriots, I think they're a clear win on that game, but again, they haven't played really tough competition in the regular season, so I think the Chargers could really win that game. I mean, the Patriots are better with record, but on paper, I think it's a closer matchup than people put it out to be. Definitely. What was the other matchups that you were talking about?
Steelers Texans and Jags Bills.
All right, so Jags Bills, yeah, Bills I think will come out on top. Josh Allen with his superior playoff experience. Yeah, I definitely like your point. We're talking about how this is his year with all the quarterbacks out of the playoffs. So yeah, I think they'll come in on top. And Texans Steelers, that'll be an interesting one. Steelers had a really tight game to clinch the playoffs with that kicker missing the extra point, and then the field goal. That was a really cool game to watch. I think the Steelers could really win that game. They have a lot of momentum coming in that game, so I think they'll win against the Texans.
All right, let's send this back to the studio.
Let's talk about the Broncos because they clinched the AFC. They clinched number 1 for the AFC. They went 14-3, and they had an 11-win streak at one point.
Yeah, I think the Broncos is having an outstanding defense. I think Bo Nix has really stepped up as that franchise quarterback. He's had 25 touchdowns and only 11 receptions this season with a 63.4 completion percentage throughout the season. And I think also the Broncos have the highest home wins in like the NFL because they play so high, and I think they'll go all the way because they got the home field advantage there.
Yeah, the elevation definitely does do something because they're used to practicing. They're used to playing up in like Mile High Stadium where it's like there's not as much oxygen as other stadiums because it's so high up. So that definitely does give them an advantage against other teams, especially when they have a home game. It makes it almost guaranteed that it will be a close game.
Yeah, and against talking about that defense, Nick Bonito led the team with 15 sacks, 5th in the league, 31 solo tackles, and 2 forced fumbles. I think he's been really great this season. People are calling him one of the best defensive edge rushers in the league, and I could agree with them.
And then, like, the Steelers, they got into the playoffs, I feel like, by luck, because I feel like that kick that the Ravens missed, I feel like that was a pretty easy kick.
Yeah, I think it's a spiral effect because I think if Tyler Lute makes that kick, I don't think they fire John Harbaugh at the end of the season. I think Lamar can possibly make a deep run. It's just he has to make it in that situation. It's the playoffs are on the line. I think it was like a 30, 40-something yard field goal, 50 maybe. But, yeah, I don't know. He should have made that.
Yeah, and then do you think that the Steelers would have, have a higher seed if they had a younger quarterback?
No, I think Aaron Rodgers' experience is the reason that offense has been great. They were dealing with some injuries too, and I think Aaron Rodgers is still a good quarterback, even though it's probably his last season. Let's send to the pit for their final thoughts.
I know you guys are talking very high about the Broncos. I think of them as a very fraudulent team. I mean, they have won them, almost remind me a lot of the Chiefs or the Vikings a few years ago. Win a lot of close scoring games, and then in the playoffs, that doesn't work, and they lose. So I see them, honestly, as first-round exits to Buffalo, in my opinion. And then I think the Steelers, they're just kind of okay. I don't know if a young quarterback would have done anything. Chris was right. I think Rodgers' experience really elevates that team. What do you think, Lucas?
Yeah, on that Broncos take, I think I couldn't agree with you less. I mean, that's a really bad take. I think they've been a really good team this year. To compare them to other teams like the Chiefs a few years ago, I think that's not a good take. I really think that.
Why not?
Why not? You watch their games and all that, but the Broncos' record really doesn't lie in that aspect. I feel like.
Okay, the Vikings. What would they finish? 13-3, just to get destroyed by the Giants at home. It's the same
that was
thing.
probably your best game in the last 15 years that you guys played. So
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with this. The Broncos are not a
also
very
2
good
years
team.
ago.
They barely.
yeah, that was also 2 years ago.
Okay,
We're talking about recent NFL playoffs.
Yeah,
so.
I'm looking at the Broncos as a team that barely beat the Raiders on Thursday Night Football. They're a team that's just barely they got killed by the Jags at home. They're a very fraudulent team. They play good teams.
That's not a good take.
Buffalo
that's
will
not a
beat
good
them.
take.
The Patriots haven't played anyone better.
Yeah, I'm not saying the Patriots are good either.
You said they were good, though. before.
They're good, but they have an easier team than the Chargers. The Broncos are not good.
But that last game against the Raiders, they already clinched the playoffs. You really can't.
No, I'm not talking about that game. I'm talking about earlier in the season.
You were talking about
No.
that
The
game, so
game earlier in the season on Thursday night, and they won 10-3.
I'm not going to argue with you when you're bringing up those type of points. You're not really backing anything up. So.
I am. They're one of the most fraudulent teams.
Yeah,
They're going to be a
let's,
first round exit.
Chris, do you have anything to say about Jake's interesting takes?
I totally disagree with him. I think the Broncos played close games, and I think in the playoffs you need those close games to win because it shows that you can win games in the long stretch, and that is the playoffs for you. You're not going to blow out teams every game.
Exactly. I couldn't agree with Chris more.
Nobody's saying they need to blow out teams, but they need to handle business against teams that are not very good, and they don't. They play down the competition. I mean, look, 2 weeks ago, and they played the Chiefs with their third-string quarterback and barely beat them. They're not a good team. I don't see why you guys think of them so highly.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather not argue with you on that here, so I think we're going to send it back to Chris.
Yeah, let's send it back.
Yeah, all right, that's it for this episode of ESN. We've talked about the Knicks, Giants, Rangers, and the NFL playoffs. Thanks for watching. Make sure to tune into the next episode.